Welcome to episode 138 of Cameron Sports Podcast. It's your host, Cameron Lindsay. I'm back with another brand new episode. Today episode, we're going to talk, like I said, you can guess it, my Los Angeles Chargers. Our win over the Tennessee Titans last week. Like I said, I cover my Chargers all season. Talk about each game, either whether it's a win or loss. You know me, I don't hide. I don't just do when we win. I talk about even when we lose. But let's get right into it. My Los Angeles Chargers picked up a good, picked up the win over the Tennessee Titans on the road last week, 27-20, and they're now 6-3 overall this season. Now I'll say this: if you watched my last episode I did about my Chargers, I predicted a blowout. It's like, in a weird way, this game kind of was, because the only times the Titans really scored was a pick six that Herbert threw early in the first quarter and a punt return touchdown. Other than that, the Titans didn't score offensive touchdown. Those are the only two touchdowns on defense and special teams. Other than that, it was field goal. So our defense did not give up no offensive touchdowns at all. The score was 27-17. They kicked the field goal. We won. So, technically score-wise it was close, but not really, outside of the pick six and the special teams punt return. But let's get right more into depth. My quarterback, Justin Herbert, yes, my quarterback, top 5 in the league, went 19-29 for 250 yards. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for 9 times for 57 yards in the touchdown. So he had 3 total touchdowns in this game. Our leading receiver was our rookie tight end, Oronde Gadsden. He had 5 catches for 68 yards. And I want to give some love to our defense, especially a certain player that we traded for from the Baltimore Ravens, Odafe Oweh, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He had 2 sacks. He now has had 4 sacks in 4 games since being traded to my Chargers. Now, it's crazy. Like, I'll say this. Thank the Ravens. I appreciate y'all for trading Oweh to us. Like I said, I know when he was with the Ravens, he had no sacks. And then they traded him. He already has 4 in 4 games playing for us. As a matter of fact, the first game he played for us against the Dolphins, he had a sack. So, like I said, shout out to him. He balled out in that game against the Titans. Now some pros in this game. Like I said, Herbert had 300 total yards on offense, 3 total touchdowns. So I appreciate him doing that. Defense, like I said, did not allow a single offensive score. The only touchdowns Tennessee had were a pick 6 that Herbert threw. Herbert had a good game, real good game, but that pick 6, that's the only thing I didn't like. And then the special teams punt return, I feel like, that's on special teams coordinator, that's on our special teams players. We should not allow that to happen, but it did. So, but I'm glad our defense stepped up, even though technically, yes, I know it's a terrible Tennessee Titans team. I like Cam Ward, but I expected us to really not even give the Titans a touchdown, to be honest, because they have nobody. Like, Calvin Ridley was not there. He was hurt. They have no running game outside of Spears and Pollard. Even with Spears and Pollard, they don't have no run game. So, but yeah, and also we only allowed 200 yards of total offense, and we had multiple sacks. Like I said, Oweh having 2 of those sacks. Like I said, only giving up 200 yards of offense. We stopped the run. We did a good job stopping the run with Tajay Spears and Cam Ward in them. So we did a great job doing that. I appreciate my defense for stepping up big as they did in this game. Now, of course, the cons. Like Shannon Sharp says, you wouldn't accept anything, don't accept nothing in the win that you wouldn't in the loss. Like I said, the only 2 things that from rewatching the game, the highlights, and keeping up with the game, is the pick 6 thrown by Herbert. Now, granted, he's one of the league. He's top 2 in touchdown passes in the league, but he also has 8 interceptions, way more than he did last year with 3. And I just feel like Herbert, he's so accurate, he's so gifted, he doesn't turn the ball over much, but lately he kind of has, and this got to stop if we want to have a chance to make the playoffs and win at least one playoff game. So that interception in the first quarter, I was already like, come on. That made me mad. And then also the special teams touchdown, like, come on. The Titans should not be up 14-7 against us. This game should be 21-0, not 14-7. But those are only cons, because those two touchdowns, the only reason that really gave the Titans, made the game seem closer than it really was, to be honest. Like, so those type of football games that if you watch, like when we played the Colts, when the episode I did about my Chargers losing to the Colts and bouncing back against the Vikings, I said in that episode that even though the score was 38-24, you would think like, okay, 2 touchdowns, that's not, it's technically a blowout, but it's not too bad. No, the score was way worse. It was like 31-10 for most of the game, and then like we scored a couple of garbage touchdowns that made it seem closer than it was. That's how kind of this Titan game was. Because we only gave up a pick 6 touchdown and a special teams. Other than that, Titans didn't score not one offensive touchdown this whole game at all. But now that I got through the pros and the cons, I want to get to some, tell some people some information that you may or may not know. Especially for those who are Herbert haters, who don't see Herbert as a top 5, top 10 quarterback. He needs to win a playoff game. Granted, like I said, last year's playoff performance against the Houston Texans, I can't defend that. That's completely on him throwing 4 picks. But that playoff game against Jacksonville was not on Herbert. I'm not putting that game on Herbert. I put that on Brandon Staley, our former head coach before Jim Harbaugh. Him playing our starters the last game of the season against Denver. Mike Williams gets hurt. Terrible play calling in the second half. Like, that was bad. So I'm not putting that game on Herbert. The Houston one, granted. Now, if we make the playoffs this year and he plays bad again, then okay, hey, that's 2 playoff games you didn't play bad in. I can't defend that. But as far as this season, Herbert has 305 rushing yards, which is first among quarterbacks, which includes, of course, Lamar. Lamar Jackson's been hurt. Jaden Daniels is hurt, but that's first. Now, I was like, okay, I was surprised that he leads quarterbacks in rushing, but then again, at the same time, I'm not completely happy about this stat because that means that Herbert has been under pressure the most, has have to use his legs the most, which we don't want that, especially with our quarterback. Now, that game against Kansas City when he took off the sideline and he ran for the first down on 3rd and long, and he sealed the game for us, something like that, okay, I'm fine with, using your legs and picking up the first down on 3rd and long. Sometimes you might have to do that, but I don't want him to have to run as much and then get hit. Now, if he's completely under pressure, okay, but we got to run the ball better. We have to, if we want to keep Herbert healthy, if we want to have a chance to make some run in the playoffs. So I just want to say that about that stat. Next stat. Now, this stat I like even better way better than the rushing yards. He has 220 completions, which is first in the NFL. He also has 2,390 passing yards, which is second in the NFL. He has 18 touchdown passes, which is tied for second in the NFL. So, yeah, he's having a really good season to where he would be considered an MVP candidate. The only reason not is because of injuries. We lost both of our starting tackles. We lost, like I said, Rashawn Slater. We lost him the early part of training camp. Literally, when training camp first began, we lost Rashawn Slater, and we just paid him. He deserves his money. He's an all-pro tackle. But I'm like, we just paid this man, and it's like, it's not his fault. It's football. But it's like, as a fan and a journalist, it sucks. Especially as a fan, because I felt like we can possibly, this second year under Harbaugh, we had 2 technically all-pro tackles, because Joe Alt's going to be all-pro one day. 2 elite tackles that protect Herbert. If we can stay healthy, we can possibly make a run or win the AFC West. he gets hurt, goes down. I'm like, oh snap. But I'm like, I'm keeping faith. I'm like, okay, it's the NFL. We got depth. We might have to step up. Some players might have to switch positions. But I'm like, I still got faith in my Chargers. And then we beat Kansas City week 1. Joel has a dominant game against Chris Jones. I'm like, okay, we lost Rashawn Slater, but we might have a chance. Joel gets hurt during the season. I'm like, okay, he gonna miss a couple games. Then he gets hurt again in this game. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was either this game or the Minnesota game. I'm like, no, it was this game. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Now we lost both our tackles. I'm like, yep, it's over. The football, I don't know what it is. It's like the football gods, or I don't know if it's our strength and conditioning staff or something. Like, I don't know. It happens every year. We have so much talent, but they can never stay healthy. It's frustrating, especially as a fan. And that's the fan me speaking, not the journalist. But I mean, one thing did happen during the trade deadline the other day. I won't call it a great thing, but it's better than nothing. My Chargers traded a 6th or 7th round pick for the Saints offensive lineman Trevor Pennington. I remember he was in the same draft class as, I think, Rashawn Slater, yeah. And I was kind of hoping we would get him, but he didn't. He went to the Saints. Now, granted, yes, he's not, as far as he does cause a lot of penalties. That's what I'm worried about. That hopefully he doesn't get caught for too many holding or unnecessary roughness calls, because he has a little bit of history of that already in the NFL as a young player. But it's better than nothing. That shows that my Chargers are trying to make some type of move. They want to protect Herbert the best way they can. It's just that if we can keep Mekhi Becton healthy, rest of the offensive line healthy, like maybe we can magically make something happen. I don't know, because it's real hard to say. But yeah, I want to just say those stats because, like, Herbert technically, statistically, is having a great season. It sucks that he has to do so much and put us on his back with the injuries that's happening, us struggling to run the ball. We still don't have Amari Hampton, our rookie running back out of North Carolina. But he's doing the best he can. Like, weapons, like receivers-wise, I like what we got. Defensive line, I like what we got. Linebackers with Devon Henley, I like what we got. The corners, and I feel like corner position, we can address that maybe in the offseason or the draft to get better. Outside of Derwin James, I like, of course, I love him. He's our best defensive player by far. But it's going to be interesting in next year's draft. Do my Chargers to go offensive line? I feel like, man, they might address offensive line in free agency, I think. Because we got, from what I heard, we got a lot of cap room, a lot of money to spend in free agency. So I think they probably might go that route in free agency to address the offensive line. And then the draft, they might either go, I think they might go D-line, because Khalil Mack probably going to retire, going to be gone. Or defensive back. I think they go probably that route. Because I think offensive-wise, we're fine as far as skill position players. But, yeah. Now for my player of the week, of course, it's my quarterback, Justin Herbert. 300 total yards of offense and 3 total touchdowns, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. Like I said, the pick 6 I didn't love, but he bounced back after that and won us that game. All right, now our next game is against the Steelers. Now, last year we played the Steelers in Pittsburgh. It was a close game, but we lost because that Steelers pass rush. Justin Fields using his legs. Now, this time, you got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is, 41 years old. He's not as mobile as he used to be. Now, for sure, not as mobile as Justin Fields. But now the Steelers' defense has not been statistically not been good. They've been inconsistent. So we have a chance. But the reason I'm worried is because, like I said, our offensive line. We lost Joe Alt for the year. We already lost Rashawn Slater before training camp even began. So I know, and then we're going against Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, Neesmith. So I'm going to be worried for Herbert that will he have enough time to throw the ball, So that means we're going to have to try to run it the best way we can. Because, like I said, again, the Steelers' defense has been inconsistent. You can run the ball. They haven't been able to really stop the run. Their secondary has been exposed, even with veterans like Darius Slade, Jalen Ramsey, and and Joey Porter Jr. So it's a chance, but like I said, again, I have faith in our defense. If we can, the way we win this game, the key to win up for us to win this game is to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. One, like I said, he's not as mobile as he used to be. He's 41 years old. Granted, he's having a good season statistically. He's having a good season. But if we can get pressure on him with Oweh, Khalil Mack, Devon Henley, I like our chances. And I don't really fear the Steelers' offensive weapons outside of DK Metcalf. That's the only person on that Steelers offense that I really fear. Because DK, even though he's not a top 10 receiver, but he's a really good receiver. And he can take the top off the speed. He's big, he's physical, he's 6'4", 230 pounds. So that's the only person we will have to watch out for, going against our smaller corners. I would say put Derwin James on him, but I wouldn't necessarily do that the whole game, putting a safety on him. But yeah, if we stop the run, Jalen Warren, we stop the run, we get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Those are key to the game. Get pressure Aaron Rodgers. Stop their running game. Because like I said, they're not really good at running the ball. And try to protect Herbert the best way we can to keep him keep him on his feet and not get too much pressure on him. But with that being said, I think it's gonna be a close game because again, that Steelers defense, even though it hasn't been consistent, I'm worried because of our offensive line, and I think we're gonna edge out the Steelers 22-17. I think it'll be a close game, but I think we get the win to go on 7-3. Like I said, it's gonna be Sunday Night Football, around 8 o'clock. I'm definitely gonna be watching at least half of the game before I go to work, and then rewatch the other half of the game. But yeah, like I said, I'm praying that my Chargers can stay as healthy as we can, somewhat, to maybe at least give me hope that we might win the AFC West. Because the Chiefs are 5-4, Denver, they're 8-2, but they just struggled last night on Thursday Night Football against the Las Vegas Raiders, 10-7. That game, granted, I know it's a divisional rival, and sometimes when you're playing a divisional rival that you play twice a year, the game might be close. Even if you're probably the superior team in talent, the game could be close. But still, though, you're going against a team, the Raiders, who Geno Smith has been playing awful. They haven't been able to run the ball with Ashton Genty. They have no offensive weapons at all because they just traded Jacoby Myers to Jacksonville during the trade deadline. And they have no offensive weapons outside of Genty and Brock Bowers at all. The defense is horrible outside of Max Crosby. So I just think that, granted, I don't think Bo Nix is a elite quarterback, but he's having a good year. 2,000 yards passing, over 2,000 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 8 picks, just like Herbert. It's just the fact that struggling in the first half, and then you want to turn it up in the fourth quarter. I've seen that before with Tim Tebow in Denver. And yeah, that may give you one playoff win, but if let's say Denver gets in the 1 seed, I think they're going to get a first round exit just like that, because the playoffs is different. If you struggle in the first half, you just about cooked. You got to come ready to play. So I just hope that we stay healthy as possible. We have a chance. It's going to get rocky towards the end of the season because we got to play teams like the Eagles, Broncos, Chiefs, Texans, Cowboys. Even though well, now that what the Cowboys playing, I think we could beat them. If the Cardinals can, I know for a fact that we can. Anyway, but yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Episode about Los Chargers getting the win over Tennessee Titans 27-20, 6-3. We got a game on Sunday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looking forward to that. Again, the keys to the game: get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, stop the run, protect Herbert the best way we can. And yeah, like I said, it'll be a close game. I got us winning 22-17. Yeah, but again, I appreciate each one of y'all watching, tuning in for this episode. If you want to touch down with Cam, click the like button, click that subscribe button, more importantly, because that'll get me closer to 300. I'm at 274, 275. So I want to get. I would like to get to 300 before the end. By the end of December, close. We're real close. So, but I appreciate each one of y'all tuning in. You know, comment. If you want to, like I said, also comment. You know, follow me on all social medias regarding Cameron Sports Podcast. And this has been your favorite host of your favorite sports podcast, Cameron Lindsay, signing out. I'm gonna catch you next time. Take care.